On the eve of the Shacho Losar, Eastern Bhutan New Year, amidst much debate that it is not a regional New Year, but in fact the whole country's, we, the production team, set off for Trashigang. A very good morning to all our viewers. It is a cold January morning here in Thimphu and the time is almost 8:30. Behind me you can see the National Memorial Chorten. It was built in the memory of our third Drugalpo Jigme Doje Wanchu, known to the rest of the world and to us Bhutanese as the father of modern Bhutan. In Druk Express 1 we took a public transport to Punakha. In Druk Express 2 we took a taxi to Paro, and in Druk Express 3 we will be taking a private vehicle, a Toyota Hilux. The journey of 555 kilometers to Trashigang from Thimphu with a night halt at Bumthang is to take us 2 days. But there's been snowfall and you can see the sky is quite overcast also. So I hope that we won't face any trouble while passing the Luz, the mountain pass. En route, we will be passing through 4 Dzongkhaks, namely Wangdi, Trongsa, Bumthang and Mongar. Other ways of reaching Trashigang are taxis and the bus services. Not many taxi drivers are willing to make the long journey of 555 kilometers for a number of reasons.
First of all, we think about the hotel there in the way. We can't reach Trashigang on one day. We should halt at the way. There on the way where we halt, we get problem on hotel and other fooding.
The Trashigang majob se mila, the junidi joila. The Truda Tijovela. Lambda de worship the Mapal Mindushinilla, the Bumdala Chamchime, the Nalepajo Mepsos in Bumdala Lambda Pajas Lambda, Bumdala Chamchimel, the Nale, the Bumdale Pat Jishinal and Mongar Limitang the Chamchimes, Shunil auction. Tani auction Nedro, the Nachi Chala Motowang, Kangel dos Shunil, Chala Palapade, and some Chala Metos Shunil. The Nachera Lambda Riche Lambda Degobe. The RST rule Jimachin RST Lachadi Ganeva Chumela, Tona Dul Hapchiremela. The Tona Dugin Nache Yadama Beodal Makulunira Melamela. The Makuluni di Parajangache Lambda Hotel Nategobela. The Lambda Makulir Lugove. The Lambda Mitovachin Tichiremela. The Chichakap di Mia Mamba Maletombe Hongobela Tashimalit. The Namsamian problem Jimela.
So because of that, they don't want to travel to Trashigang.
And if they agree, I have come to find out that they charge anywhere from Nultrum 12,000 to Nultrum 15,000. Buses also travel to Trashigang. 5 transport services operate the Thimphu-Trashigang route, and they charge Nultrum 462 for ordinary buses and Nultrum 562 for coaster or extraordinary buses. Here is the bus schedule for Trashigang. Our first encounter on this Druk Express is Itimaya in Yosepang. We have come to find out from her that she sells vegetables 7 days a week on the roadside. We asked her whether the government offered any assistance, and she told us that stalls have been built by the government, but she also added that cars hardly stop on the government allocated spots. So she sells vegetables here instead. As I commented the last time we were in Hongso, that one always finds apples on sale throughout the year. It's mid-January and we have apples on sale here. On this Dochula crossing, we are not engaging in conversation with any fellow passengers, so we are hoping to capture the places we missed shooting on our previous crossing. Speaking of missed sites, a short distance from where there was an accident when we travelled this road back in June, we find the Royal Botanical Park. Inaugurated in 2008 to mark 100 years of monarchy. It is a beautiful park, and the forest guard in charge informs us that there is an eco campsite nearby with proper toilets and other basic facilities available. He also informed us that come October, their cafeteria too will be functional. Passing by Hotel Töbling Pynsum, where we stopped for lunch previously, we arrive at Tilegan. Tilegan is where the central monastic body halts for a night when they shift from their summer residence in Thimphu to their winter residence in Punakha and vice versa. On the other slope facing Tilegan, you can see the Nalanda Buddhist Shedra or college. Built by Gelwa Shacha Rinche in 1754, currently it houses a Shedra, as in college, and Lobra, a junior high school with over 120 monks. The main shrine room houses a life-size Jo Jamba or Maitreya. Other temples house the Tusumsange or the Buddha of the Three Times, and the 8 revered Panditas of the original Nalanda in present-day Bihar, known as the Gentu Choni. You cannot miss the Töppenzo Gemi Drupchu. Some cars stop here for a car wash, while some people wash their hair, believing that they get blessed. Some just stop for a view of the imposing cliff. So much of the sights and sounds till Messina are but all too familiar from our previous trip to Punakha in Druk Express I. It took us 3 hours to get to Messina then because of an accident on the way. Today we made it in an hour and a half. Crossing the Wandi Chanchu Arc Bridge that was built in 2002 by the Royal Government of Bhutan in collaboration with the Swiss government, after a short climb we reach Wangdi town, Gante Thangka. We stopped for an early lunch here at Hotel Tashi Ling. If you're in a hurry or you haven't ordered ahead, then I suggest you eat someplace else. Rejuvenated from our lunch of pork, fish and imatasi curry with white rice, we leave Gante Thangka. From here, the road starts to rise gradually towards the second mountain pass, the Pelela Pass. Phobjikha, home to Gante Gemba, the seat of the Gante Trukus. It is also the winter habitat of the black-necked cranes. None of us speak monkey, so although they surely must be hitchhiking on the roadside, we wish them luck with the next car that passes by. As we start descending, we can feel, and I'm not sure how well the camera translates it, but after you leave the crisp, thin mountain air and the freezing high altitude cold behind, one feels a sense of homecoming. You feel like you're returning home, although you're driving in the opposite direction. This feeling stays with you and doesn't really get to express itself, not when we pass the quiet and pretty Rukupji, not even when we pass the beautiful Chendepji, reciting the 6-syllable mantra of Chenrezi. Although the eternally watchful eyes of the stupa does reassure you in some inexplicable way. But you still don't feel like you're home. Not until you enter the bustling, quaint little Trongsa town. The national highway runs right through the town, which has a few shops, a few bars, and a few hotels, with very few of them offering lodge. But Trongsa makes up for its fewness with her huge and gigantic zong. And the zong will be an object of our focus when we visit Trongsa for another episode of Druk Express. In this Druk Express, let me take you to a part of Trongsa that not many tourists know of. In fact, a place and community that not many Bhutanese know of too. The Monpas of Changbi. The Monpas, although not verified, are accepted by many to be the oldest or original inhabitants of Bhutan. Jangbi falls under Langtel Gewag in Trongsa Zongkhag. Back to Trongsa town. This gate greets you as you enter Trongsa town. The gate to Tripang Palace, the birthplace of the third Druk Gyalpo, Jigme Doji Wangchuk. The father of modern Bhutan was born here. We are back on the road after tea and snacks in Oyster Hotel, where the meals are prepared fresh on order. The food is delicious and we strongly recommend you stop by Oyster Hotel. You might have to wait for a bit, but it's worth the wait. After a steady, easy climb of 28 kilometers, we arrive at our third La, our third mountain pass, which separates the broad Pumthang Valley from the rugged Trongsa Valley, the Yuthokla Mountain Pass. A welcome party of yaks greet us as we make our descent into the breathtaking Pumthang Valley. Chume, the birthplace of Yatra. Although most of the inhabitants of Chume may not have even traveled out of the country, their merchandise, on the other hand, has traveled the globe, purchased by foreign tourists. We are really lucky as we near Pumthang town to see the black-necked cranes. So at home on the roadside, just a few meters from Pumthang town. It's just a little past 4:30 in the evening and we still have over an hour of daylight, so let's head towards Membarso. As tiresome as the journey was from Thimphu to Pumthang, I have always wanted to come to Membarso, and I find myself, you see me, I'm standing over the Membarso right now. This is a very holy site. This is where in the 15th century Tirthan Pemalingpa, in the year 1476, according to a board here. It's very sad that we don't have a caretaker here to give us a description and of what these holy sites are supposed to mean. But even without anybody here to guide us, there is a feeling of sacredness. And this is where in 1476, when Tirthan Pemalingpa was 27 years old, he is supposed to have gathered a crowd here and taken a dive into this lake with a burning butter lamp, and is said to have later emerged back from this lake carrying the butter lamp still lit and holding with him a Buddha statue and a human skull. While we make our ride back to town to find a lodge for the night, let me interest you in a festival that takes place annually here in Pumthang, the Masutaki or Sange Shamu festival. It takes place in the month of August. Where, in addition to the exhibition, you also get to feast. We arrive back in town, and under such short notice, we are lucky to find a lodge in Kaila Guest House. The rooms are spacious and the toilet has hot running water. The best part about Kaila Guest House is the Bukhari, fueled by briquettes. Their standard room charge is Nultram 1,500, but they make concessions for consultancies and local customers. Today is the Shacho Losar, and our destination, Tashigang, now lies at a distance of 284 kilometers from Pumthang. On the way today, we will be crossing the Trumshingla mountain pass, our last major La. The high point of the journey will be the precarious Namning Bra. But that's not till later, and we arrive at the very beautiful Ura. It's all uphill from Ura until we arrive at Trumshingla. Trumshingla stands at an altitude of 3,800 meters above sea level. Descending, we arrive at Senghor, and I strongly recommend a stopover at Hotel Kunpen, not only because they serve hot delicious food, but also because Namning Bra lies ahead. And trust me, I think a full stomach helps your driving as you cross Namning Bra. The Namning Cliff. A high-altitude cliff road known to be an accident-prone area, tragically famous for a bus accident back in the 1990s which claimed over 50 lives. After Trumshingla, an interesting fact to know is that the highway descends from a height of 3,800 meters to 650 meters within only a few hours. We are in Mongar. Mongar Zongkhag has seen unprecedented development within a short span of time. With the commission of Kurichu hydropower, the Zongkhag is progressing fast. Kurichu River, which flows through Mongar Zongkhag, generates 60 megawatts of electricity. This is Ngatsang Tracha. It used to be a shedra, but the shedra has now shifted to another part of Mongar, to Kilikhar. We are in Yadi, and as luck would have it, since it's the Shacho Losar, none of the shops are open. Our cameraman tells us that up ahead we have to cross 22 bends. In his words, 22 challenging turnings. As scary as the Namningbra cliff area was and as beautiful as the Trumchingla mountain pass was, I am standing in front of Sheri Chu Sam right now, which was built in 1999. Tashigang is just half an hour from here. Before this, there used to be a Bailey Bridge, which is just an area from here. If the camera could pan and show you. The inhabitants of Rolong are busy in their game of Kuru as part of the Losa celebrations. They invite us for a throw or two, but with our destination so close, we politely decline and we continue on our journey. Tashigang is one of the largest Zongkhag in the country with a total area of about 3,066 square kilometers. Dangmechu, one of the largest river in the country, passes through the Zongkhag. Crossing the chasm, we make the last climb of our journey to Tashigang. And we make it to the town gate before sunset. Here, some road widening is in progress, so we wait. We wait till we lose the sun, and thus we could not get a shot of the Zong as we enter Tashigang on Shacho Losar. Good morning to all our viewers. We are finally here at Tashigang. We arrived late last night, and as the sun had set, we couldn't get a visual of the magnificent Zong which stands behind me. That is the Tashigang Zong. It was built in 1659 by Chogyal Minjur Tempa, and it was later expanded by the 4th Druk Tenzi Rabge. Tasho Dopola is said to have repaired it in the 1950s, and its final recorded restoration work was done by the late Limpo Tamji Jagar and Tasho Kunza Tangbi. The restoration work which was that they replaced the wood shingles with asbestos sheets. As fun and as adventurous as it was for us, the production team, to make this program, I hope it was fun for you to watch too. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you another time with another Zongkhag and another journey.